When your cat avoids their litter box or suddenly starts going outside of it, do you actually know what that means? Yes, it can look like bad behavior, maybe even stubbornness, but behind that simple action, there's something deeper that most people miss. It's one of the most emotionally loaded signals your cat can give you, and if you misunderstand it, which most owners do, you might be pushing them away at the exact moment they're trying to communicate something important. Let's start with what that behavior really means. Have you ever walked into a room and found your cat has gone to the bathroom somewhere they shouldn't? Most people think it's about misbehavior, that the cat is being difficult or even trying to teach you a lesson. But here's what's actually happening. Your cat isn't acting out, they're communicating discomfort. Cats don't separate emotion from behavior the way humans do. If something feels wrong, physically or emotionally, it shows up in what they do. And the litter box? That's one of the most sensitive areas of their life, because using the bathroom is when a cat is at their most vulnerable. So when they avoid that space, it's not rebellion, it's protection. Think about that for a second. Your cat is choosing to go somewhere else not to upset you, but to feel safe. And here's where most owners get it wrong. They clean the mess, maybe even get frustrated, but they don't ask why. And by the way, if your cat ever uses the litter box but rushes out quickly or seems tense while inside, don't brush it off. We'll get to what that really means later, and it's something most owners wish they understood sooner. Have you ever noticed your cat hesitating before stepping into the litter box? Most people assume it's just random hesitation, but here's what's actually happening. A 2018 study from the University of Bristol on animal behavior found that animals form strong environmental associations, especially with spaces tied to vulnerable activities like eating or elimination. For cats, the litter box isn't just a place, it's an experience. And if something negative happens there, pain, fear, noise, or even discomfort, they remember it. Animal cognition research shows that cats rely heavily on associative memory. That means one bad experience can change how they feel about a place entirely. So if your cat once felt pain while using the box, or got startled, or even found it too dirty, that memory stays. And emotionally, this changes everything. Because your cat isn't avoiding the litter box randomly, they're avoiding a feeling. Think about that. From their perspective, you're asking them to return to a place that doesn't feel safe anymore. And if you don't recognize that, they stop trusting that you understand their needs. Have you ever wondered why cats are so sensitive about where they go? Most people think it's just personality, but here's what's actually happening. In the wild, a cat using the bathroom is exposed. They can't defend themselves. They can't run as quickly. They're vulnerable. So they evolved to choose locations that feel safe, hidden, and predictable. If a place feels even slightly risky, they avoid it. That instinct didn't disappear when cats became domestic. It adapted. Now your home is their environment, and the litter box is their chosen safe spot. But if that spot feels exposed, too noisy, too open, too busy, their instinct takes over. They go somewhere else. Think about that. Your cat isn't being picky. They're following a survival system that's been refined for thousands of years. And here's where it gets even more powerful. Every time you respect that instinct by placing the box in a quiet, stable location, you're telling your cat, "I understand your world." And that builds trust. Have you ever noticed that your cat behaves differently with different people in your home? Most people assume litter box behavior is the same no matter what, but here's what's actually happening. Studies on domestic cats reveal that cats form selective bonds and adjust their behavior based on who they trust. That includes how comfortable they feel in shared spaces. If your cat feels more relaxed around you, they may use the litter box more consistently when you're nearby. But if there's stress, loud voices, unfamiliar people, tension in the home, that sense of safety shifts, and the litter box becomes part of that emotional equation. Think about that for a second. Your cat isn't just reacting to the box, they're reacting to the environment around it, and that includes people. They don't do this with strangers. They don't trust every environment equally, but with you, they're trying to find stability. And what this reveals is deeper than behavior.
Your presence influences whether your cat feels safe enough to be vulnerable. This is what most owners never realize. Have you ever thought about what it means for your cat to use the litter box confidently? Most people see it as routine, but here's what's actually happening. Every time your cat steps into that box, they're lowering their guard. They're choosing a moment where they cannot defend themselves, and they're doing it in your home. Think about that. They trust that nothing will harm them in that moment, not the environment, not the space, and not you. That's not small. That's vulnerability. And here's where it all connects. Remember earlier when I said if your cat uses the box but rushes out quickly or seems tense while inside? This is what I was talking about. That tension means something in that moment doesn't feel safe. Maybe the box is too exposed. Maybe it's too dirty. Maybe something startled them once and now they're anticipating it again. But instead of reacting immediately, they try to adapt. They go quickly. They stay alert. And eventually, if nothing changes, they stop using it altogether. Think about that. Your cat didn't suddenly change. They tried to communicate first. And if you respond correctly by adjusting the environment, respecting their signals, they come back. They relax again. They trust deeper. Now, here's the part you should never overlook. What happens when your cat suddenly avoids the litter box completely? No hesitation, no warning, just a full change. Most people think it's random, but here's what's actually happening. Animal behavior research shows that when early signals are ignored, animals stop signaling and move straight to action. In simple terms, they stop asking and start adapting, or worse, withdrawing. Think about that for a second. Your cat may have been telling you something for days, even weeks. Small signs, subtle changes, and when those weren't recognized, they escalated. So if your cat suddenly stops using the litter box, don't ignore it. Look deeper. Check the environment, the cleanliness, the location, even their health. Because this isn't just a behavior problem, it's a communication breakdown. And the sooner you respond, the easier it is to rebuild that trust. So when your cat avoids their litter box or behaves differently around it, do you actually know what they're trying to say? It's not just bad behavior. It's not stubbornness. It's communication. It's vulnerability. It's your cat trying to feel safe in a moment where they're naturally exposed. That's not small. That's trust being tested. And that simple behavior, using or avoiding the litter box, it was never small to them. And it shouldn't be small to you either.